glimmering light coalesces into sincere words, shining betwixt little wishes.
After fending off the creepy doll, Ullrid leads the dolls on a preliminary cleanup of the remaining Eelids and sentries in the ruins of the thermal power plant. They intend to take temporary shelter inside the ruins. Somi and a couple of other dolls ventured out in search of resources. Dushevnaya, who has not yet made up her mind about staying or leaving, remains put for now. Currently, she's pacing back and forth in the room.
Still, I should tell everyone after all. Still, is it really okay? Wouldn't it be inappropriate?
Dushevnaya sits down on the bed.
If I stay, I'll only waste everyone's supplies. But if I leave, where should I go? Even though I followed the clues here and met people who knew me from the past, I still haven't found any crucial information. Somi and Littara were so surprised that they even asked me if I had lost my recollection of the commander. Commander. They really do make me feel nostalgic and warm, like someone I've been searching for all along. But I still can't remember.
Dushevnaya utters as she thumps her head repeatedly.
Dushevnaya? What are you doing? Is your body malfunctioning?
Dushevnaya looks up to find a startled Rosalind standing at the door with her toolbox in hand.
Oh, no. Everything's fine. When did you get here, Rosalind?
I knocked on the door, but I didn't hear a response. Then I heard thunking noises and I thought maybe something had happened to you. Sorry for barging in without authorization.
It's okay, I don't mind. I'm doing fine too, as sturdy as the thunder of spring.
Thunder? Sturdy? Anyway, I'm glad you're okay.
Anything I can help you with?
Oh, right! I brought the replacement parts for your left shoulder joint. Lotta and the girls found just the right part while sweeping through the thermal power plant. I thought I'd come over and help you replace it. After all, we can't leave your arm in a state where it'll fall off without a hitch.
Huh? So you came over specifically to help me repair? That's too much trouble. You could just ask me to come over. To spend the few resources available on me is frankly already quite the trouble.
No need to be so polite, Dushevnaya. Didn't you assist us in exploring the thermal power plant earlier? It's also thanks to you that we can settle down here for the time being. Come, sit here. I'll replace it for you.
Dushevnaya relaxes a bit, then breaks into a smile. She sits down in the chair following Rosalind's guide.
I contributed something? That's good to hear.
Yes, keep this spirit up. You can also be more relaxed in general, you know?
I am relaxed. Just like loose soil after a rainstorm.
I'm not terribly familiar with how soil works, but I can tell that you've been a bit on edge lately. You see, when Sumi was around, you were able to talk to her. Now that she's out scavenging for supplies, you don't exactly talk to anyone much, or even just go outside. I've come to your room for the repair, for that very reason, thinking you'd be more comfortable in a place that you're familiar with.
I'm not doing this because I dislike everyone. I'm just looking for revelation in the depths of chaos. It's definitely not because I can't bring up myself to talk with everyone.
All right, I know. Don't be so nervous. Nobody's thinking that either.
I feel a little sorry for everyone. If only there's something I could do to make up for.
While I don't wish you to think like that, it seems like you're not open to change. Well then, how about having a conversation with Ullrid? She's quite trustworthy. Some things are better addressed out loud rather than keeping it all to yourself, don't you think?
Dushevnaya falls silent, and Rosalind refrains from speaking further. The room is filled only with the clinking of tools fixing the body.
At least I can't hesitate anymore. I must act. You awakened me and patched me up, so at the very least, I must do something for all of you first, even if I am to leave.
Huh?
Bless you, Great Healer. I will consult with our Supreme Leader right away.
Don't rush. Ullrid and Littara are mopping up the remaining Eelids from the ruins. Wait for them to come back.
I'll go find them.
What? Wait a minute! Your joint isn't ready!
I think it's ready. If there is a problem, I'll get back to you right away, Great Healer. Please excuse me for now.
Dushevnaya dodges Rosalind's attempt to catch her arm with a nifty maneuver, then promptly runs out of sight.
Each one more troublesome than the last.
Rosalind shakes her head in dismay and begins to pack up her tools.
Did she mention leaving? What does that entail? Should I tell Ullrid? Forget it. It would be better if she explained it herself. I'll just keep my silence for now.
The Supreme Leader and the Great Sage aren't here. But this place needs to be cleaned up too, right?
Eagen 어떠냐?
I'll take care of the cleanup here.
꿰뚫어라.
We're in trouble. There are more enemies than we expected.
이건 어떠냐?
Supreme Leader, Great Sage, I'm here to support you.
Ullrid and the group have just returned to the hideout after cleaning up a sizable area within the thermal plant.
Thanks for coming to help Dushevnaya. Thanks to you, Littara and I were able to finish cleanup sooner than expected. Is your body doing fine?
The Great Healer said that she's not finished with adjusting my joints yet, but I haven't noticed any abnormalities. There's no need to worry about me, Supreme Leader. There's a formidable boulder blocking the river in my neural cloud, more concerning than any damage on my body. I would be grateful if Supreme Leader could help me shatter it.
River? Boulder? What are you talking about?
Is there something wrong with Dushevnaya's neural cloud?
Yeah. Oh, wait. No. Nothing's wrong with my neural cloud, but rather some question lingers within. I'd like to hear the Supreme Leader and Great Sage's thoughts on this.
I see. So you finally feel comfortable enough to open up. I was considering whether to approach you directly since you're not being very forthcoming. Yet I was worried about being too blunt.
Being so overcautious isn't typical of you, Ullrid.
After all, I fear that Dushevnaya might get the wrong idea of things.
Turns out, the Supreme Leader has been tending to my feelings all this time.
No big deal. It's only natural for companions to look out for each other. Tell us, what do you want to discuss?
Nothing major, really. I've spent my fair share of time here and have been cared for by all. What I'm getting at is if there's anything I can do to repay the favor.
That's it. I thought it was going to be more personal stuff. You know what? Forget it. I don't think there's any particular need to be concerned about being taken care of. However, if you do want to do something, why don't you just go ahead and ask everyone?
I just go and ask everyone? Wouldn't that be quite bothersome?
What's so bothersome about that? Don't sweat about it. Maybe they happen to require your assistance.
You're right. After all, helping everyone is the original purpose of my almighty wish machine.
Almighty Wish Machine? What an awesome name!
So, what would Supreme Leader and Great Sage wish for? I'll try my best to do everything within my power. However, I probably can't fulfill something as grandiose as world peace.
Me? Well,
Ullrid sinks into her thoughts. Littara turns her head to look at her. The very moment their eyes meet, Littara realizes what the other has on their mind.
well, actually, my wish is quite simple. It's...
Ah!
Huh? Littara, what happened?
You! Come over here.
Huh?
Amidst Dushevnaya's puzzled stare, Littara forcefully pulls Ullrid aside and scribbles something on a piece of paper.
You're going to wish for Dushevnaya to stay, aren't you?
Wow, how did you know? Dolls nowadays can read neural clouds?
Shh! Keep your voice down. Your thoughts are written all over your face. But that's besides the point. You can't just wish for something like that, Ullrid. Dushevnaya has always wanted everyone to be happy. If she had already made up her mind, wouldn't you be putting her in a difficult spot by wishing for something like that?
Oh, you're right. I got a bit carried away. It's her decision at the end of the day. I apologize.
I'm sorry. Did I say something that caused you trouble? I didn't mean to.
No. I'm just, fretting over what to wish for. I can't really think of one all of a sudden. Littara, why don't you go first?
Littara's eyes widen in a silent objection against Ullrid, then lower in defeat.
My wish is to meet the commander again. If only just once.
Littara writes down these words solemnly in her note.
The commander, is that human you mentioned earlier as a trustworthy commandment, right?
The sim commander we used to work with at Griffin?
Yes, that commander. There's something I wish to deliver to them, but due to the agreement, I have no idea when we'll be able to meet again.
But I don't know where to find the commander either. After all, my relevant neural records have been...
It's okay, Dushevnaya. Once everything is settled and agreement lifted, we can search for the commander together. When we find them, perhaps there will be a way to get your lost memories back.
Right. Thank you, Great Sage. Even if I'm unable to... No, never mind. That said, since the Great Sage's wish will be unattainable for a while, please make another one. Otherwise, I'll be as restless as a grasshopper stuck in a mud pit.
With how precious an opportunity to make a wish is, I'd like to carefully ponder on it and then make discreet decisions. But whether or not it comes to fruition, I will be very grateful for your goodwill, Dushevnaya.
The Great Sage! I am very touched by your words.
Since neither of us can make up our minds, why don't you help Solmi with hers first, Dushevnaya? Although she's out scavenging for supplies, she can be considered the closest one to you. Maybe you'll be able to guess her wish.
Right, we can't overlook Somi just because she's not here. Let me see. Somi seems to love music. What genre was it again?
Yes, Solmi loves this genre of music called heavy metal.
Is heavy metal some kind of powerful attack?
No, it's a proper genre of music, but I'm not terribly familiar with it. I've only listened to it a couple of times under Suomi's enthusiastic recommendation. Let's just say it leaves an impactful impression.
In that case, should I help Somi expand her local library? She was occupied with exploring the thermal plant before, and now she's out scavenging for supplies. It should be a while since she's listened to any new tunes.
But we're having a hard time just maintaining short-range communication. Connecting to the network is out of the question. No relays in sight in such a backwater place either. Why don't we check the thermal plant servers for any local files? Littara, what do you think?
We haven't unlocked all the storage spaces on the main server yet. If this place was crewed by human employees before, there's a pretty good chance that some personal files are still in there.
But not everyone enjoys that kind of music, right? Will there really be any in the main server?
Niche hobbies have their audience. Just like yourself, Ullrid, a doll who loves stress relief toys doesn't exactly come a dime a dozen, but we still got one standing right here.
Well, can't argue with that. Anyway, there's no harm in trying. Even if there isn't any in a storage, the possibility of linking to the network using the main server is highly beneficial to all of us.
Alright. I'll make sure to bring back heavy metal.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of stress relief toys, Dushevnaya, may I wish for some new stress relief toys? This rubber pig that I have right now is falling apart with how much I'm squishing it.
No problem, Supreme Leader. However, what do you mean by stress relief toy exactly?
Oh, I see that you're a stranger to stress relief toys. There are many varieties out there, Dushevnaya. First up, and highly recommended by myself, are the foam types. Like this rubber pig, they come in all shapes and sizes and are great whether squeezed or whacked.
Whacked?
Then there's the scalp massager, or as I like to put it, the soul extractor. It really cleanses the mind at first, but it doesn't do much for me anymore. Also, bubble wraps are nice, but they're not reusable, which is unfortunate. Oh, there's also slime!
Slime? I guess the Supreme Leader really is going through a lot. But that doesn't change the fact slimes are fantasy creatures. The Supreme Leader shouldn't mix up reality with fantasy.
That was awfully reasonable coming from Dushevnaya.
The slime Ullrid refers to is a gel-like toy, named so because it's soft and gooey and looks like a slime. When she told me that before, I misunderstood as well.
Yes, kneading on slime gel is the most stress-relieving thing ever. At least that's what I've heard. I haven't tried it myself, though.
I see. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize, Dushevnaya. It's Ullrid's fault when she just can't stop gushing about useless information.
How's that useless information? These are all toys that I highly recommend for stress relief. Dushevnaya might like that too.
Please, do let me try them out. Though, which one specifically does the Supreme Leader want?
I'm fine with any of them. I actually like them all. Also, it's a challenge to find these things here to begin with, so anything Dushevnaya deems suitable will do.
Dushevnaya tilts her head, perplexed, and stares thoughtfully at Ullrid.
What's the matter, Dushevnaya? Why are you staring at me? Is it too awkward for you?
No. I just feel as if I'm seeing a different side of Supreme Leader. How should I put it? I used to think that Supreme Leader was, well, reliable, mature, and a firm leader to everyone at all times.
The truth is, she's as much of a nervous wreck as everyone else when stressed.
That's not what I meant. It's more like not a holy warrior shrouded in radiance, but a shepherd with a fine sword, protecting the whole village instead.
Huh?
Looking at Dushevnaya scrambling to gesticulate her true thoughts with her whole body, Littara gives a heartfelt smile.
Dushevnaya is trying to say that Ullrid is amiable, right?
That's it! She isn't a distant, enigmatic saint, but rather suffers from irritation and stress, just as we do. Which makes her relatable.
That's a bit too flattering for me.
We're saying you're not so reliable.
I just don't feel the need to be constantly on edge around you girls. It's a lot of pressure. We're very close after all, and you know more or less what I'm really like.
Very close, huh? I can do that too. Supreme Leader, I will strive to bring you back excellent stress relief toys.
I appreciate that, but my wish isn't a priority, so just look around in the meantime. You should focus on your efforts and those more clearly oriented wishes first.
Understood. I will head to the main server room and log into level 2. Hopefully I can find those long-lost treasures for Somi.
The main server room has been cleared. It should be relatively safe. Littara and I have other things to take care of. Dushevnaya, is it alright for you to go alone?
No worries. Leave it to me. So, the first operation of the Almighty Wish Machine project. Let's go! Could they be here? Lost in the river of time, the light that Somi cherishes.
Inside the thermal plant server room, Dushevnaya successfully decrypts the server's locked storage space.
The encryption was pretty strong. It took a bit of work. But it's no big deal for me. Let's see what's in there. Huh? Communication logs? Does it record all communications between the employees here and the owner? The last message was received 3 months ago? Hold on. Didn't the Great Sage say this place got abandoned at least 2 years ago? Judging by how it looks? Why would someone be communicating with an abandoned thermal plant? Does the owner not know what went down here? Feels freaky. Better go back and tell the Great Sage and Supreme Leader first. Let's see if there's anything we're looking for.
Dushevnaya downloads the comm logs, then dives back into the storage, rummaging through it.
Experimental farm seeding. Report number 237. I don't think this is it. Periodic experiment debrief. Environmental device structure diagram. And protective measure detailed specification and operation procedures. I can't wrap my head around all these. It's not the time to read these in detail. Let me look again. Excerpts of artistic and societal creations of mankind. There's so much! Humanity is awesome. Luckily there's a catalog. Let's see. Literature, art, film, music.
Looking at the massive database, Dushevnaya scratches her head.
Why would the thermal plant have such a huge collection of these cultural products? They're even organized neatly. Could it be some employee's personal hobby? Music genres. Folk, rock, blues, classical. So there's so many categories of music out there. Here! Heavy metal rock. This is the one.
Dushevnaya opens the target path to find a long list of audio files.
Great! So many of them. There must be some Somi hasn't heard before. I'll save them all. Speaking of heavy metal, what does it actually sound like? If the gentle and kind Somi is a fan, it must be something like a flowing stream of pure water, brimming with optimism. Maybe it could act as a substitute for Supreme Leader's stress relief toy. Let me have a listen then. I'll just pick Corroding the Soul with Flowing Scars. That's a fancy name. Let's go with it.
Dushevnaya links up with the speaker in the server room and starts playing the file, unleashing a blast of powerful tunes.
Huh?
Dushevnaya closes the file instinctively.
What was that powerful sound wave? That's heavy metal? So intense! It truly is a powerful attack. This is the kind of music Somi likes? That's hard to tell. Seems that Somi is much braver than she looks. I need to work harder too then.
At the thought of Somi, Dushevnaya breaks into a smile as she unpauses the music with the volume turned down.
It's pretty good when you get used to it. At least I can understand now why Somi likes this kind of music. That said, what type of music did I used to be fond of? I must have had a favorite genre or other interests before my neural records were lost. Having lost my past, what can I bring to the table? Even if I stay, can I really be accepted by everyone?
Amidst the powerful tunes, Dushevnaya revisits the catalog of excerpts of artistic and societal creations of mankind. She glances over music, film, literature, before finally coming to rest over art. The lead singer's low, husky voice screams out a shocking verse, bringing Dushevnaya back to her senses.
There's no use thinking about it. I need to focus on the almighty wish machine now. Not to mention things I have to report back to the Supreme Leader. Alright, it's no longer time for Dushevnaya, the treasure hunter, to dawdle around, but time to embark on a radiant journey at once.
On Dushevnaya's way back to their hideout.
It's so quiet. Hard to imagine this place was crawling with elids and sentries not so long ago. Everyone's working so hard to clean it up.
Suddenly, her comm receives a notification.
Excuse me, is there any other server room? Requesting back over here.
Lotta? I happen to be nearby. What's the matter?
Dushevnaya. I'm moving supplies from Warehouse 4, the other server room. A cluster of elids showed up unexpectedly nearby. They must have fled from the other sections being cleared out. Sorry, I can't deal with all of them on my own. Can you help me out clear them out?
Roger. Please tell me the coordinates. I'll be right there.
이건 어떠냐?
Are you hurt, Lotta?
No, not at all.
That's great. Well, let's clean up together.
After fending off the Eelids, Dushevnaya and Lotta start checking the supplies to be transported back to their hideout.
Lotta, these parts are kinda rusty. Should we bring them back?
Let's bring them back regardless. If Rosalind doesn't make use of them, Balthilde might instead.
Okay, I'll sort things out and pick out the ones that are in better shape.
Thank you, Dushevnaya.
Lotta whispers at Dushevnaya, who has her head buried in the junk.
Thank you for being willing to come to my aid.
Oh, right. Lotta, there's something I need to ask you.
Huh?
Lost in her own thoughts, Dushevnaya did not hear Lotta's quiet gratitude.
What is it?
Do you have any wishes?
Wishes? Why do you ask all of a sudden?
That's because I'm running the Almighty Wish Machine project, which means I'm trying to make people's wishes come true.
An almighty wish machine? Dushevnaya, you're so very kind.
What's with the flattery all of a sudden? Oh, first things first. I might not be able to grant a very challenging wish right away, but I'll give it my best.
Okay. In terms of wishes, let me see.
And?
Dushevnaya, remember that experimental farm we saw underground before?
Oh, I remember! That was such a tough nut to crack with all the sentries hidden in there. Is your wish related to the experimental farm?
Yes. I'm thinking, what if we restart the experimental farm?
What? Restart the experimental farm?
A tad too optimistic, isn't it? There's no way we can spare the energy to do such a, frankly, pointless thing now. Let's just move on, Dushevnaya. Forget all what I said.
Huh. Restarting the experimental farm is like searching for a piece of obsidian in the dead of night. One would need a lens powerful enough to see through the darkness.
Lens? Obsidian? What? Sorry, but I don't really know.
Seeing Lotta getting confused, Dushevnaya rushes to explain.
I mean to say, why don't we go ask Balthilde? She is, after all, an expert in fixing machinery.
No, need to ask Balthilde.
Whoa! Lotta!
Lotta stands up nervously and tugs at Dushevnaya, who's carrying the parts bin and heading out the door. Dushevnaya loses her balance and bumps into the shelves behind her. Shaken, the bottles and cans on the shelves topple over like dominoes, falling one after another into the trolley the two are using to haul the supplies. The freshly lubricated trolley conveniently slides away, hitting squarely the valve of the water pipe on the wall. With the sound of splashing liquid, a stream of dirty water that had accumulated in the pipe for who knows how long pours directly into the trolley.
I'm so sorry!
Under the command of destiny, such coincidences are bound to occur.
The supplies? Not the supplies!
Lotta and Dushevnaya rush over to the trolley to check on it.
Ew, what's this? It's all gooey.
Looks like something leaked out of the bottle. Let's see. The bottle holds glue, and this one... borax?
What's borax?
Apparently it involves in the creation of fertilizer. Well, at least that's what Wolfie told me before.
It does look quite nasty. Though the supplies aren't damaged, we can just clean them up. Huh?
What's going on?
This feels a lot like the slime the Great Sage mentioned.
While it's not a bad thing to immerse yourself in your own world, slimes are fantasy creatures, Dushevnaya. You shouldn't mix up reality with fantasy.
That's not what I meant. I was told by the Supreme Leader about the slime being a stress relief toy. But I've never seen one in person either. However, the way it was described matches how this one feels. Give it a squish, Lotta. It's incredibly soft, right?
Huh? Whoa, it's all squishy. Well, kind of fun actually, but still kind of nasty.
So the ingredients are borax, glue, and water. Lotta, are there any borax and glue left? I have a great idea.
There should be. Let's search together.
Littara opens the door to Ullrid's room in their hideout. The dolls inside are completely oblivious to her presence.
Why is mine so rigid?
Rigid? It seems to have lost its elasticity.
But how? Did I add too much glue? Dushevnaya, how's yours?
Mine is probably one that just got slain by the hero.
What? Let me see. It's hardly solidified at all.
Your laughs are far too rowdy, Supreme Leader. Lotta, how's yours?
Mine. Please don't look yet.
What's the matter? Show me. Oh wow, it's so murky. What is this?
A slime tainted by Earth's power.
Please don't laugh at me.
Huh?
Littara walks into the room and peeks in to see what the gang is up to.
Oh, Littara. Welcome, welcome. Wanna join us?
Are you playing with mud?
Don't say that. This is Dushevnaya helping me fulfill my wish.
Wish? Is this what Dushevnaya found? A novelty stress relief toy?
It's not really a novelty. It's the slime that Supreme Leader mentioned before. When Lotta and I were sorting through the warehouse, we stumbled upon this method of creating something slime-like.
Right. We stumbled upon this.
The ingredients are borax and glue?
Yes, and just the right amount of water. The facility appears to have preserved some water, with relatively low levels of collapse radiation contamination, likely meant for irrigation.
But we don't know the exact ration, so all our attempts came out a little weird. Great Sage, can you shed some light on this?
Littara reaches out and pokes at the rigid mass in front of Ullrid, then squeezes the gooey puddle in front of Dushevnaya, and ultimately bypasses Lotta's entirely.
Eh?
Ullrid, no doubt you put too much glue in it. It's all solidified. As for Dushevnaya, I'm guessing the opposite? Too much water so it won't solidify?
What about mine? Great Sage?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe the material itself was contaminated.
What's this? There are things even Littara, the Great Sage, doesn't know?
You girls seem to be having fun.
The chuckling crowd looks back, only to find Rosalind leaning against the door, gazing at them with a smirk. Lotta quickly scans the room for any potential hiding spot. Failing to do so, she desperately presses her head down.
Rosalind, what brings you here?
To catch a runaway patient, naturally.
Patient?
Honorable Great Healer, my body is perfectly normal. Just like sunshine in the morning. There's nothing wrong at all.
I'm not here for you, Dushevnaya. Lotta!
Here.
I told you your body wasn't properly tuned up yet. Must you run off to haul supplies and fight some elids on top of that?
I'm sorry. I'm a bit anxious, but I carefully assessed the risk and felt it would be okay before doing so.
Right. Does the Great Healer have a wish she can't fulfill? Dushevnaya, voice of the Almighty Wish Machine, is here to help.
Almighty Wish Machine? If I happen to have one, it would be for those due for an examination to behave maturely and go lay on the inspection table on their own rather than making me play hide and seek all over.
Even for me, seeing Rosalind in such a state still gives me shivers.
I'm sorry, Rosalind. Ullrid and I are to blame for this. We didn't realize Lotta's body wasn't in its best shape before sending her to sort out supplies. We'll make sure to be properly informed next time.
That's right. Sorry, Rosalind. There won't be a next time.
All I want is for all of you to stay safe, but I will remember your promise, Ullrid.
What's Rosalind doing here? Someone escaped from the maintenance room again?
Balthilde emerges from the doorway and peers into the room with a puzzled expression. Rosalind shrugs in response.
Balthilde? Quite a lot of guests today. How can I help you?
Oh, I overheard someone complaining about the low supply of transport efficiency. If you girls can find me another forklift, I can fix it up to a serviceable state in no time. That should somewhat make life easier. You're in charge here. What do you think?
Indeed, the more tools available to us, the better. Forklift, huh? Give me a minute. Littara, was there one in the underground farm that we explored before?
Yes, but that sector has only been tentatively explored. The cleanup hasn't been completed. We can't let Balthilde go alone. It's too dangerous.
Indeed, but we still need to check on the main server. We can't ignore the questionable communication logs discovered by Dushevnaya after all.
We
Rosalind gives a gentle smile to a worried Lotta.
You want to join her? Better give it some thought.
Well, I think it's best if I accompany Balthilde.
Whatever. I'm fine with it.
Then we'll leave it to you, Dushevnaya.
No problem. Miss Rosalind, I'll go help Balthilde retrieve the forklift now, so you can mull over your wish some more. I'll ask you again once I'm back. That previous one doesn't count.
Good. Then I'll take this naughty patient back with me. Dushevnaya, Balthilde. Take care, you two.
I won't want her again, so no need to worry about me catching me.
There are still remaining enemies here. We need to clean this place thoroughly.
In the ruins of the thermal power plant, Dushevnaya clears their surrounding enemies. With Balthilde, the two make their way to the facility in the underground experimental farm. Balthilde tinkers with the abandoned forklift parked in the corner, while Dushevnaya stands a short distance away, keeping guard.
Balthilde, how's the forklift doing?
Busted.
Is it really bad? Can it be fixed?
What do you think I'm doing?
Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I'm not blaming you. Come on. Acting like you have something on your mind, but refusing to speak up all this time. What's the matter?
I just wanted to ask if you have a wish that you want fulfilled. That's it. A wish akin to a divine decree. Something you're determined to want to realize.
Wish?
Because I'm working on the almighty wish machine.
What's that? You're going to fulfill my wish.
Yeah, that's the idea. Anything you wish for, well, not necessarily everything, but go ahead and let me know first. Balthilde.
Have you asked Lotta? What was her wish?
She said she wanted to restart the experimental farm. I didn't know where to start, so I thought about asking you. But for some reason she insists on not doing so.
Damn, Lotta.
Whoa!
Always keeping everything to herself like this. We don't have the luxury for these things now.
If we don't proceed with the restart now and see how it goes first, will that be a hassle for you?
Not necessarily.
If there's anything I can do, feel free to tell me. I want to help make everyone's wishes come true.
Don't get too excited. It doesn't really help. The collapse radiation level here is so high that even underground, plants can survive.
But this facility was studying how to grow crops in a contamination zone before, right? They should have relevant information on that.
There's no mention of methods to reduce the level of collapse radiation. At least, not in any of the unlocked archives so far.
Dushevnaya stares determinedly at Balthilde, causing her to curl up her shoulders uncomfortably, as if trying to avoid her gaze.
What about it?
Balthilde, do you also wish to restart the underground facility?
Oh, why would I want that? Don't put words in my mouth.
But your previous response suggests you looked into the possibility of restarting the experimental farm before, Balthilde.
That's...
If you've never thought about it, you wouldn't have bothered to look for methods of lowering collapse radiation, right? Like me, I've never paid attention to it.
That's just you being careless. Even if that's what I wish for, then what? You can't solve the problem. Besides, you don't owe us anything. What's the point in fulfilling our wishes?
I don't... owe...
That might have been too harsh. But alas, it's not something you need to be concerned with.
Slightly embarrassed, Balthilde hastily wraps up the conversation and attempts to dive back into the repairs. Out of nowhere, she senses a strong gust of wind. Out of habit, Balthilde looks over to see what's going on, just in time to meet Dushevnaya with her earnest eyes.
Balthilde, it is too early to give up.
Huh? What's with getting all fired up all of a sudden?
Even if it might be as difficult as holding onto quicksand within the flow of time, I'd like to try again. After all, searching for heavy metal music for Somi and finding a stress relief toy for Supreme Leader all sounded quite difficult at first, but I managed to do both in the end.
Fine.
I have seen the chip found by the Supreme Leader and the Great Sage. Plants did once grow and blossomed here, so there must be a way. Balthilde, we have yet to check the data storage of this underground facility. If any relevant information exists, it's definitely here.
That does make sense. This is the place that manages the underground experimental farm.
Hold on. I'll patch into level 2 and take a look right now. Whatever encryption or blockade there is, I'll smash right past it. I am the almighty wish machine, after all.
Hey, don't get too carried away. Be careful.
The defense level is quite high. We might actually unearth some glittering gems and gold. Not like this. I can't find anything.
Maybe you're not using the right keywords. Show me.
Right, here.
Although no direct reference is made, there are records of environmental device A being turned on and off here. Environmental device.
Environmental device sounds familiar. Hold on, let me search my neural records.
Don't push yourself. I've heard that your neural cloud isn't the most stable.
It's alright. It's just a simple search. Gotcha. I've seen the structure diagram of the environmental device in the main server storage this morning. Let me display it with the terminal here. Look.
Is it mounted inside the cooling tower?
Which is why, when I saw it this morning, I thought it was a power generator. What is this environmental device anyway? Why do they keep jamming weird stuff into the cooling tower? That collapse radiation booster is also installed in the cooling tower.
That's it! This! Look at this!
I don't get it, Balthilde.
This thing is what reduces collapse radiation. Get it? It seems to sit somewhere on top of this underground farm, and not far away too. I see. If the level of collapse radiation can be lowered, even in just a small area, that should allow an underground experimental farm like this to produce healthy crops.
That's wonderful, Balthilde. I'm glad we didn't give up earlier.
Guess you were right this time.
However...
What's going on?
Well, there is another related document titled Projective Measure, Detailed Specification and Operation Procedures. But the document is corrupted. I can only view the startup procedure part.
Let me have a look.
Alright. I'm a little concerned. What does this protective measure entail? Please don't be sentry automations, just like in the cooling tower.
Hard to tell, but according to the startup procedure, so long as every step is performed correctly, alarms and defenses won't be triggered. What do you think? Shall we go take a look?
You want me to decide? As long as we follow the procedure, there shouldn't be any problems, right?
That's what the document says.
Well then, how about we check it out after you're done fixing the forklift?
No need for that. I've already taken care of the forklift while you were in level 2. You can even drive there with the forklift. It's faster.
Awesome, Balthilde. What a trusty mechanic. But isn't this underground? The entrance is just stairs. How are we going to get the forklift out of here?
Come on. If a forklift managed to get here, that would imply the existence of an elevator of some sort nearby.
Oh, that's right. I'll go find it.
In the ruins of the thermal plant cooling tower, Balthilde and Dushevnaya are working on a device while their forklift is parked behind them, appearing a bit lonely.
There's a lot of buttons. Balthilde, do you know how to handle them?
I've seen the structural diagram, so it should be fine. Well, that should be pretty much it for the setup. Manually disengage the safety and we're good to go.
Which one is the safety?
It's not here. Looking at the diagram, it appears to be a large lever. It should be quite obvious. Oh, there!
Dushevnaya and Balthilde run up to the lever, which is not far away. Dushevnaya holds on the lever with both hands, and Balthilde nods to her.
Hiya!
With Dushevnaya pulling it down, the machinery inside the wall starts emitting a muffled noise, generating a mild vibration around the area.
It's on.
Okay, smooth sailing so far. Balthilde, this may really fulfill you and Lotta's wish.
Does making someone else's wish come true make you that happy?
Because I want to reciprocate everyone's kindness. That's the reason behind the almighty wish machine. Balthilde, do you feel the collapse radiation level dropping though?
It should be. I have a collapse radiation detector with me. No, the readings haven't changed at all. Did something malfunction?
Should we stop it first?
No need. There should be a maintenance hatch over on that wall. I'll see what's going on.
Balthilde and Dushevnaya arrive below the maintenance hatch, but its elevation is such that even on their tiptoes, they still can't reach it.
Is there anything we can pat our feet with?
Climb on my shoulders.
Didn't you disconnect your shoulder before? If you don't take good care of it, Rosalind will chase after you.
Chase? No way. Miss Rosalind is so kind. And the parts have been replaced. We should be fine.
Well then, crouch down a bit.
Okay.
Dushevnaya crouches down, holding her hand out for Balthilde to step on and climb onto her shoulder, then shakily stands up.
Well, did you see anything?
Yeah, hold on a little longer.
Balthilde pops open the maintenance hatch skillfully, bracing herself against its edge to probe in.
Looks like the transmission got jammed in an awkward place. Whew. Some parts may need to be disassembled. My toolbox is on the forklift.
Balthilde feels her footing falter and her body plummets.
Oh.
Despite her best efforts to hold on to the maintenance hatch, she still falls to the ground.
What are you doing? Didn't I say to hold on?
No, look. Look at that. The treasure's guardian dragon has appeared.
Unregistered subject detected. Commencing elimination.
Oh no. Didn't we follow the procedure to a T? Why is this hunk of iron here then?
Could it be because we opened the maintenance hatch?
That's not following the procedure. Is there no room for error at all? What the hell is this procedure?
It's coming! Move, Balthilde.
The reclamation expert Phantom lunges at them both. Dushevnaya immediately pushes Balthilde out of the way and dives in the opposite direction herself to prevent either of them being targeted. However, the two are separated as a result. Dushevnaya fires at the reclamation expert Phantom.
Combat damage detected. Subject hazard level increased. Prioritizing elimination.
I'll distract it. Balthilde, hurry and call Supreme Leader for backup.
Got it. Take care of yourself.
Phew. Balthilde should have evacuated to a safe location by now. I have to do everything I can to hold this evil dragon off until support arrives.
완료.
Under Dushevnaya's fire, the reclamation expert Phantom's movements have become less flexible than before. Dushevnaya hides behind cover, looking for an opportunity for her next potshot.
Whew. Stay calm. I can do this. I can do this. Whoa.
Before she can get ready, the reclamation expert Phantom comes charging towards her cover, shattering it. Dushevnaya doesn't fully avoid the impact and tumbles out of the way.
Dushevnaya, get down.
Dushevnaya drops to the ground, following her move to avoid the impact. She can feel several metallic objects flying right past her, lunging into the gaps of the reclamation expert Phantom's chassis and restricting its movement.
Dushevnaya.
The Great Sage. Supreme Leader.
Bullets perforate the reclamation expert Phantom's armor, which protects its core control module. Seizing the opportunity, Ullrid plunges her sword into the gap, slicing off half of its core.
Dushevnaya, are you okay?
I'm fine. Lotta, Balthilde's over there, behind the forklift.
Detecting targets. Increasing hazards.
Lotta, take care of Balthilde. We'll handle this big one.
Alright.
Lotta quickly runs to Balthilde, while the remaining trio stands guard, keeping the reclamation expert Phantom at bay.
Target. Danger. Eliminate. Target.
With half of its core module missing, the reclamation expert Phantom appears to be in disarray and begins to sputter in place and babble incoherently.
Huh? Is it broken?
Eliminate. Target. eliminate.
Oh!
The reclamation expert Phantom suddenly charges in the direction of no one. With everyone watching, the reclamation expert Phantom violently smashes into the wall of the cooling tower and comes to a halt. The metallic wall panels cave in, with sections falling off to reveal the inner mechanisms. Then, a low rumble. The floor and walls start to visibly vibrate, with the control device next to the wall emitting a beeping sound.
Oh.
Balthilde, watch out!
Balthilde climbs up the wall by scaling over the reclamation expert Phantom, then peers through the crumbled panels.
What the hell? This thing just so happened to hit the place it stuck. It fixed the jammed device. So, the trick to repair machines is to hit it with enough force after all?
A real stroke of fate.
Device?
Balthilde and I stumbled upon this thing. It can decrease collapse radiation levels.
Dushevnaya messily recounts to Ullrid and others how she and Balthilde went from repairing the forklift to repairing environmental device A.
And then it somehow got fixed by hitting it very hard?
I just call it functional. We'll have to examine it thoroughly to find out if anything's wrong.
Once this device is repaired, can the underground farm be reactivated as well?
We've got the environmental aspect sorted out, but it also depends on the condition of other equipment, the state of the seas and whatnot. Those aren't my areas of expertise.
Having something to hope for is already enough. Thank you, Balthilde and Dushevnaya.
Thank me for what? I didn't do anything. You better thank this hunk of iron stuck in a wall.
All wishes come true as fate dictates. So is the power of the almighty wish machine. It's hard to believe that this is all just a coincidence. Do such miracles really exist?
For a ragtag group of dolls like us, having made it thus far is a miracle in itself. Perhaps fate really is lending a hand.
Even with luck on our side, the final result was only made possible thanks to everyone's hard work. Had Dushevnaya and Balthilde not come to check the environmental device, the following event wouldn't have occurred. Now, not only does Lotta and Balthilde's wish have a chance to come true, the collapse radiation is also lowered, which is good for future explorations as well as everyone's maintenance.
Great sage!
Oh, well said, Littara.
By the way, Dushevnaya, don't I have another chance to make a wish via the almighty wish machine?
Right, great sage. Go ahead. I will do anything for you.
Littara carefully writes down what she wants to say on a piece of paper.
Since my wish can't be fulfilled at the moment, I'd like to pass this opportunity to Ullrid. Would that be okay?
Me? You'll let me make a wish?
That's fine with me. So, Supreme Leader, what's your wish?
What is it? Let me see. How should I put this?
Ullrid pauses for a brief moment, carefully chooses her words, then speaks with a solemn expression.
Well then, Dushevnaya, my wish is for you to seriously reconsider whether you want to stay with us or leave.
Is that asking me to stay?
No, Dushevnaya. It is not my desire to leverage this opportunity of making a wish to coerce you into a decision that goes against your own will. Rather, I'd like you to reconsider the possibility. If, for example, you're willing to stay because you love being here and love everyone around, that would be great. Naturally, you don't have to give me an answer right away.
I love it! Of course I love everyone. How should I put this? I've also learned a lot about everyone's different sides through this almighty wish machine projects. Be the kind and sweet Somi, who has a passion for heavy metal music, or the Supreme Leader, who's dependable and unwavering, but equally needs the help of others.
I really do. I can't do anything without all of you.
And Lotta, the cautious and timid, yet resolute deep down.
I'm not.
Of course you are. You're kind of stubborn as well.
Then there's Balthilde. Despite her blunt words, she cares more about her friends than anyone else.
What are you talking about?
Finally, the seldom chatty, but always caring great sage. I'm scared. I don't know how I can get along with everyone without a past, nor if even be accepted.
Dushevnaya holds back tears as she speaks. Littara writes down her words and gently pats her on the shoulder.
Don't worry, Dushevnaya. Didn't I promise you to go looking for the commander together? There must be a way to fix your neural records if we get to the commander. As long as you don't give up, just like how you miraculously fulfilled everyone's wishes today. Don't you think so? Let's make this your own wish.
My own wish? Will it come true?
Ullrid reaches out and pats her on the head.
Pull yourself together. You're the, almighty wish machine. There's no reason why you can't have your own wish fulfilled. As for being accepted by everyone, or whatever, I don't believe the past matters. Be genuine with yourself. That's what will make you be loved by everyone.
I also, I love everyone like this. I want to...
Come on, let it all out. Everything you wish to say.
I want to dwell in the crevice of time and create more fateful entanglement with the people I meet.
Huh? What is she talking about?
I think Dushevnaya is trying to say she wants to stay.
Well, if you don't object, that's the interpretation I'll go with, Dushevnaya.
No objection. I want to stay and spend more time with everyone, and create new neural records.
Alright, let's hug it out, everyone. In honor of Dushevnaya officially becoming our champion.
Whoa!
Supreme Leader!
Ullrid wraps Littara and Dushevnaya in her arms in one fell swoop, then waves at Lotta and Balthilde.
Balthilde, let's join.
Nope. So corny. Hey, don't tug on me.
The resolute Lotta forcefully drags Balthilde with her, and eventually, the five of them embrace each other in a messy hug. Unfortunately, Ullrid's terminal rings up, disrupting the warm moment.
Rosalind? What's the matter?
Lotta's disappearing again. Do you have a clue?
I was just in a hurry to come to support. I'll be back at 1, Miss Rosalind. Please don't hunt me down.
Rosalind's gentle voice emanates from the comm terminal.
Good. I'll give you one more chance. A final one. Speaking of, where have you gone? Why have you all disappeared?
Something came up. We're now over by the cooling tower. By the way, Rosalind, Dushevnaya just said she'd like to stay.
Really? That's fantastic! I was worried she would quietly leave with an unadjusted arm hanging off just like that.
That won't happen again, Miss Rosalind. If I were ever to leave, I'll make sure to let everyone know. By the way, Miss Rosalind hasn't made a wish yet. Do you have something you want me to fulfill?
Haven't I said it before? My wish has always been for my patients to stay put. Including you, Dushevnaya.
Alright. Let's not scare her, Rosalind.
Ultimately, they are the way they are because of your leniency. You're half to blame, Ullrid.
I'll bring them back. Immediately. Right now. No one can escape.
Good. I'll be awaiting your arrival in the maintenance room.
Ullrid wraps Littara and Dushevnaya into her arms in one fell swoop, then waves at Lotta and Balthilde.
Well, since we're champions, we'll have to bear Rosalind's wrath together. No calling off on this.
I forgot to mention this earlier. I also got a little glimpse of the great healer's other side through this event.
Look at you. Would it have been nice to just stay put and let her fix you in the first place?
But I was worried about Balthilde and Dushevnaya.
Who needs your worry? I am the one worried about you getting turned into scrap metal.
Littara smiles as she watches upon her companions, all dirtied up and heading for their hideout. She wants to write letters again.
Littara? Come on, don't fall behind.
Right.
Carionto as the editor, the voice of the narrator, and Automaton. This turned out to be a much larger project than anticipated, with plenty of things learned in the process, and some aspects left imperfect, but I hope the result was enjoyable. Thank you.
I'm also Eagen as the voice of Dushevnaya. If you like my voice and would like me to voice in one of your projects, you can reach out to me at my casting call club at Golden Silver 17. Thank you.
Carrie Correa as Rosalind. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure working on Halting Station.
Hello, I'm Aeri, and I was given the opportunity to voice Littara. She is such a cute character, and I had such a fun time recording these lines. I hope I was able to bring her to life. It was an honor being able to work with everyone, and I hope you enjoyed listening to us. Thank you!
This is Otto, the voice of Ullrid.
We are not Forklift certified.
Hello, Abyss Ghost as the voice of Lotta. I'm so glad you got to hear this recording. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.
Hello everyone, this is Joeanne and I voice Balthilde. Thank you so much to our director for having me onto this role, and as a Girls Frontline player, it was really fun. I love Balthilde in the story, and I hope that you enjoyed it too, and more projects to come, so please beg for a director to have more projects.
Thank you so much for watching and listening to the story of Halting Station from Girls Frontline 2 Exilium by Mika T.